And so everybody on the count or the notice of the playing of the music had to bow down and to worship the God of Nebuchadnezzar. But God's got a subtle way to take the spotlight off the throne and bring it back down to the floor. See, there are so many people. See, Nebuchadnezzar just wasn't in Babylonian times. But if we be real true about it, we got some Nebuchadnezzars that are sitting right up in God's house. I'm talking about, the type of people that it's their way or no way. These people that always got these private interpretations and these private revelations, and God is not speaking to anybody but them. But I come to send word to every spirit of Nebuchadnezzar that is in this house that your reign of terror is over. Now, how could God use these three young men to openly disrespect Nebuchadnezzar? God's got a way to bring the spotlight to the floor, because see, the throne was constructed high so that you could know that Nebuchadnezzar was the man. And so Nebuchadnezzar was in a position that when he looked down, you and I were nothing more than common folk. But this is the season that God is getting ready to dethrone the royalty, and he's gonna put some common folk in your place. And see, we got this thing twisted to think that we're only going to rule and reign when we get to the 12th floor of the corporate building. But some of you gonna rule and reign in that custodial janitorial closet that you work in right now. Some of you gonna rule and reign right in that cafeteria that you work in. And then the mysterious part about it is they've got to bring you to the forefront, because they want to know, where does this common person get all of the knowledge? I'm talking about a mind over matter. See, the mind to the physical, I may say one thing, but when you got the mind of Christ, it says something else. So we see here that Nebuchadnezzar gave the commandment, and everybody bowed except Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And I don't think that it was an indictment that they really wanted to be rebellious or disobedient or disrespectful. But listen, let me tell you something. I'm all about obedience, and I'm all about submitting and serving to leadership. But it's just some things you ain't gonna get me to do. It's just some things I just can't compromise. I don't care if that puts me in the doghouse with you. It's just some things I just can't compromise. Call me disrespectful, call me rebellious, call me disobedient, but there's some things that I will not compromise. And it's not up and open for discussion. The three Hebrew boys stood the test of time. See, all that faith you quoting, one day, your faith gonna be put to test. See, you say God is a healer, and you say you love God, but let him start touching your family, and let him start touching your health, and let him start allowing the devil to touch with your finances. Will God still be good? Will God still be considered able? Will God consider to still be faithful? My answer is yes, because it's a mind over matter. I know the situation don't look good, but I'm not looking in the physical, because if I look in the physical, I would lose the battle. If I look in the physical, to be real honest with you, I'd have a nervous breakdown, but my mind takes me to a place. Everybody bowed except Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Couldn't get the news too fast to the king. Just like church folk, something happened to somebody in here, and before you know it, news can't travel yet but so fast. You don't even have a time to recover and tell it yourself, because by the time you get finished recovering, everybody else already know about it. And not only that, to add insult to injury, you got to straighten out all the interpretations there was that they added to it. Nebuchadnezzar bringing the spirit of confusion. And I just got to piggyback off this right now, but we won't stay here long. I think that it's just still a disgrace, and I still think it's ridiculous that God's people in God's house still can't come together in unity. I think it's a disgrace before Almighty God, and then we still making excuses for everybody. Oh, well, you just got to pray for sis because, she just, God ain't through with it yet. No, God ain't through with her because he ain't started with her. I don't mind praying for you because ain't none of us perfect, but if you still dishing out the same junk after 2 years later, you ain't saved. This is ridiculous. Come in God's house and can't be unified one bit. See, the persecution that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell through was from the Babylonians, were people that were already their enemies. But you mean to tell me because I've got the answer and because I've got it under control, and you mean to tell me because I choose to live right, and you mean to tell me because I choose to obey pastor without giving any back talk, that I gotta put up with you, and I gotta put up with the knife that you put in my back, and I gotta put up with your snide remarks because I just want to be obedient to the man of God and the things of God? I gotta be all that because I just want to live right? Are you kidding me? This is what I got to go through because I'm sold out and I'm broken before God. This is not elementary. This is not kindergarten or pre-K. Hey, y'all remember when we used to be in school, and not everybody was bad, but you know how we would be in school and it only took that one person to do something and the whole class had to suffer. Well, this ain't school. If I know who you are, I'm not talking in Morse codes. I'm not talking all around you. No, I'm confronting it. And just like Jonah, we got problems on our hand because I'm about to throw you overboard. This is ridiculous. We keep up stuff in God's house and then we want to make it general. Oh, let's just stop for a minute and let's just join hands and pray. No, get your hands off me. Don't you pray for me. You know who it is. Oh, let's just pray. No, don't touch me. You know who it is. Don't you talk all around the room. Talk to the individual. That's what I like about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Their problem was with Nebuchadnezzar, and they were not afraid to put their faith to the test. Keeping up mess in God's house after 2 years. After 2 years, if you're still doing the same thing, you're not saved. God's people don't do that junk. And God ain't finished with him. No, God ain't finished because he didn't let him start. So we come to the place. Oh, please be seated.